everyone, this is Ananya and I am currently a second year student at IIT Kharagpur pursuing B.Tech in Civil Engineering. And today we have with us Ananya Mahato, and she is currently pursuing a dual degree in Metallurgical Engineering from IIT Kharagpur. So over to you, Ananya. Could you introduce yourself a bit?
Hi, Ananya. So, since the name is same, it's a bit
Right.
different to call. Yeah. So, I am Ananya Mahato. I am a pre-final year undergraduate, currently a fourth year in IIT Kharagpur, pursuing metallurgical and materials engineering background. I'm a dual degree student, and yes, that's about my department. And like what I do is generally more into software development rather than a core profile. But
Right.
yes, I have a fair idea about uh, things
Right.
as well. So I can, yeah.
That's great. So, my first question to you is that what made you choose this branch during your JOSA counseling?
Okay, okay. So first of all, like based on my rank, I was
Right.
getting like kind of these kind of branches
Hmm.
only, like civil, metallurgy, and somewhere around this. So
Right.
initially, the first thing was Kharagpur was nearby my hometown,
Hmm.
so the distance to travel and all, and even the global ranking of IIT Kharagpur was good enough.
Right.
So that made me choose IIT Kharagpur. And secondly, what happened was since I had a very strong desire to go to IIT Kharagpur, so that's why I had placed my options in such a way that I somehow land in this college only. So
Right. Hmm.
my options were in that way. And apart from that, metallurgy was the main focus because I belong to Jamshedpur, and over
Okay.
here
Huh.
the main industrial thing is Tata
Right.
Steel.
Right.
So from the childhood, I have heard about this industry, and also people pursuing metallurgy from here. There are many alums from here as well. So
Right.
I was very curious about this branch. So that's why. And also the main Sundar Pichai is from metallurgy. So
Right. Right.
yeah.
So that's great. मतलब and my next question is कि can you introduce मतलब आप explain कर सकते हैं what is metallurgical engineering all about in
Okay, okay.
simple terms.
Okay, okay. So, like, as far as people know about metallurgy
Hmm.
is from the class 12 background, like based on
Right.
their NCRT textbook, they have a metallurgy
Right.
syllabus, and which is very boring.
Mhm.
Yeah, that is what
Agree.
people generally have an idea about.
Right.
But now, like as a branch to pursue for engineering, there are like various different aspects. Like there is physical metallurgy, then like a bit of thermodynamics,
Right.
also that extractive metallurgy. What we learn in class 12 is mostly based on extractive metallurgy, but
Hmm.
that is a part of it. But there
Okay.
is also physical metallurgy, there is also thermodynamics, so there is a lot of calculations, a bit of maths, a bit of
Hmm.
solid state knowledge and everything. So it's an overall an interesting subject to
Right.
pursue.
Hmm. So, matlab, as we have seen, कि, very few IITs offer this degree, metallurgy wali. So, while matlab, some of them offer material science and some of them offer this metallurgy engineering. So, what's the main difference between these two courses? If you could explain in layman's terms, the basic difference क्या होता है?
Okay, yeah. So, in layman terms, simply metallurgy is about more how the various metals and alloys they work, and
Right.
material science is about basically how the different kind of materials are made. Like let's say there are polymers, there are fibers. These are various material science kind of things.
Right.
You need
Right.
to know about the various materials. And in metallurgy, mostly the major thing which we study is about the iron carbon phase diagram.
Hmm.
Mostly steel and other
Right.
related
Right.
alloys have
Huh.
iron. And so yeah, okay. So that is mostly concerned with metals and all, and material science is about various kinds of things: polymer,
Right. Hmm.
fibers, elastomers, whatever.
Okay. So, what were the major courses and electives that you studied, that you have studied so far? अगर कुछ some of
Okay,
them you can mention.
okay. So some of my electives and subjects were deformation behavior of materials, design and selection of materials, then casting and solidification,
Right.
creep, fatigue, fracture, yeah, these kind of things. Then there is
Okay.
this thermodynamics course that is
Hmm.
like a compulsory course. Then
Right.
there
Right.
is a yeah. extractive metallurgy part and
Hmm.
everything. Hmm.
Right. So basically, मतलब everything that we've studied during JEE, उसी को like और detail में analysis करना and understand करना. I think वो अगर एक simple term में मैं
Yes, yes.
बोलूँ तो.
I think yes, yes. The solid state part of JE and everything, like your even the stress strain part of physics,
Right. Right.
those things are very important, like for metallurgy. So everything is related. Like you need to
Hmm.
be good in very many kind of things to be good in metallurgy.
Right. Right. So okay, so like my next question is like kind of subjective, matlab, but let's see like what's your point of view on it. कि मतलब how
Okay,
difficult is this branch compared to the other branches, and मतलब
okay.
is this branch like actually मतलब good for girls? मतलब certain beliefs होते हैं कुछ branches के around कि like mechanical and मतलब इसके around भी होता है कि like it's not meant for girls ऐसे तो like what's your take on this?
Okay, okay. So answering your first question, like
Hmm.
this branch is, I don't think so much loaded.
Right.
It will be loaded up till your third year maybe, until that
Right.
thermodynamics and extractive
Hmm.
metallurgy theoretical thing will eat up your head. Otherwise, that's not like a very big thing as compared to your electrical and other departments. Those
Right.
are a
Right.
bit more on the hectic side. This is a bit less hectic.
Hmm.
But yes, like something that you have to study, and that I think is manageable. I would
Right.
rate it like an average course as per
Workload
as the
रहता है हाँ.
burden to study. Yeah,
Right.
workload. And secondly, your question was, is it good for girls or is it
Right.
suitable?
Hmm.
So one thing that majorly people think is that the blast furnace is the only thing which metallurgy have to do, like the steel
Right.
making and all.
हाँ.
Yes, I know that's a very high temperature and there is a risk of life as well, but
Right.
that is only one area of
Aspect हाँ.
application for metallurgy.
Right.
And yeah, that is not so safe, I would say, but that is equally matlab, not safe for boys as well as
Boys
girls.
as well. Right.
But yeah, yeah. But the other thing, like majorly what people do is doing a research in some other university,
Right.
or doing a B.Tech and working in some core companies, or let's say pursuing your masters. So over there, whenever you go to a core company, you'll mostly like up till 1 or 2 year, you'll be promoted to research and development,
Right.
and that is R&D. So
Hmm.
that R&D department is like very safe. Basically, you need to just do research work and all.
Research and
You need
हाँ.
to travel to different places. You need to just visit the sites where the things are there and everything. So it is safe only. So I would
Right.
recommend
हाँ.
it safe for girls. Yeah.
Right. So like moving on and talking about internships and placement, like could you share your internship experience? I think आपने दो जगह internship करी है, right? So like could you tell
Yes,
like
yes.
about it?
So one, like during my second year end summers, what
Hmm.
I did was an internship at Tata Steel. That was
Right.
mostly I had to work on the rubber based at
Hmm.
conveyor belt. So
Right.
there are certain kind of goods which travel from one department to other, or one section to other section, through
Hmm.
conveyor belts, and
Right.
we need
Hmm.
to get the age of it, like how much time should the belt get corroded or get destroyed.
Right. हाँ.
Before that, we need to replace it such that there is no means there is no
Hmm.
delay
Hmm.
in the
Hmm.
work. So in case if your industry gets waited for 1 or 2 days, there is a huge loss to the company. So we need to
Right.
predict up till when it should get damaged, and what is the lifespan of that material. So that was the thing which I worked in my second year.
And this was
Apart from that,
related to your branch only, right? मतलब ये
yeah, this
metallurgical
was related to
department,
my
right? हाँ.
branch. Yes, yes. Actually, initially there is a lot of confusion, like which stream to choose.
Right.
So
हाँ.
like which particular profile, either it should be core or software development
Right.
or AI. So
Exactly. हाँ.
I would suggest someone pursuing, like in their first or second year, they should try a lot of things,
हाँ.
different kind of things, and then wherever your interest
Then
lies, then
decide.
you pursue
हाँ.
that particular thing. Yes, yes,
Right.
actually.
हाँ.
So that was my core thing.
Hmm.
Another was I worked like as an intern at IPM, wherein
Hmm.
my task was to create a dashboard wherein whichever stocks which I gave, those um, Indian stock market based NSE stocks, whichever I give based on a particular time period, and there are certain market indicators. Market indicators are those things which will allow you to measure how much is your profit and loss. If you are
Right.
trading on a particular amount, let's say
Hmm.
10,000, so which range should you get a profit or a loss? So there are certain indicators like moving average, Bollinger Bands, uh, these things, so that would make a plot and also give you a brief idea about
Hmm.
if let's say I have an input of 10,000, it would say on which particular day and which particular time or up till when should I trade to get a profit of this much. So it will generally tell you that here you are going in profit, here you are going in loss, and that
Right.
particular thing was my task for that idea. And apart from that, currently I was working in Digital Alpha and OCT. So Digital
Hmm.
Alpha was the thing which I did my inter IT. So
Okay.
there is a, yeah, in inter
Huh.
IT what happens is like among various IITs you have competition
Hmm.
related to various problem statements. So
Hmm.
this was my task of making an SEC analyzer.
Right.
There are certain kind of filings of 10K, 8K. These are financial reports. From there, we need to analyze things and we need to compare between two companies and all. So these were made like in during my interactive, during that particular competition. And then what happened? I need to extend my work in that
Hmm.
company. So they asked us if we are willing to extend our
Right.
work,
Huh.
and then over there I just extended this and added various ML models, and then
Right.
this was like
Hmm.
very effective task for them.
Right.
Yeah,
मतलब काफी
so
like
that was my work for it.
I think काफी new way to approach मतलब any internship या work मतलब through inter IT मतलब I don't think like many people
Yes,
might
yes,
be
yes, yes. I think like these competitions and all, since they are related to a company, the
right.
problem
Hmm.
statement is given by a company, so you get a very real life experience about it,
Hmm.
how industry actually works, and over there when you work it and you solve a problem statement, it is benefit for both the company as well
Beneficial.
as for
Huh.
you also,
Right.
because that is a very major thing in your CV, because
Hmm.
that actually solves a real life problem. So
Right.
like making a to do application is
Hmm.
like not that much work like making solving a problem for your
Right.
industry. So that's why
Exactly.
I think that is a very major addition
And
on
I think like
participating in.
by participating in competitions such as inter IT, matlab really it's a very prestigious event. So like you get a lot of exposure also, and like you get to learn a lot
Yeah,
of new stuff that prepares you for the
yeah,
actual
even
internship.
like among various IITs, since in back 2 years it was completely online, so it was not that
Right.
much
Huh.
like
Right.
interactive. But in non-COVID times, you
Right.
actually go to a particular IIT and
Right.
where you
Exactly.
interact with people, you
Hmm.
also make connections with them,
Right.
and also
Exactly.
learn what they learn. So that
Hmm.
will to boost your knowledge as well.
Right. Exactly. So like that was a great insight. And moving on and talking about the placement, so like what do you think, like in your opinion, is the future of this branch, and like how are the placements of core in your college of this branch?
Okay, okay.
Hmm.
So coming to placements, I think there is nowadays there is a basic trend. Like if you are in
Hmm.
a circuital department or in a non-circuital department.
Right,
So all
exactly.
the
Hmm.
non-circuital department come in under one umbrella,
Huh,
and all the
right, huh.
circuital ones
The
come under
department
one.
comes never.
So
Right.
yeah, yeah. So I think if someone pursues software development, then a circuital thing plays a bit a major role. But if
Hmm.
someone has to go for a core company, then metallurgy is actually very good. And someone
Hmm.
who wish to go for a higher study, then that this branch is has a lot to give you, because
Right.
there is a lot of areas where we actually need
Hmm.
research. So that is very good for higher education. But as per core sectors are concerned, in my college, Tata Steel, Jindal, and there are much more
Few
companies.
companies,
These
huh.
all come, few companies like that only.
Hmm.
They come for core placement, applied materials and all, and there like the hiring is pretty well as per core,
Right.
and for and as compared to software, I think above circuital there is a bit upper hand. for software
Right.
companies because they have a lot of exposure and they
Right.
generally prefer.
Prefer
But
circuital branch.
for
Yeah.
non-circuital also there is a great thing because since you are in IIT, so definitely you will have some upper edge to your package and all.
Right.
So
Right.
definitely that plays an important role.
So, matlab, if a person who is from like a non-circular branch and wants to pursue like software development, so like, what's the correct time or like what's the right time in your opinion to start learning about all these things, the
Okay,
technical
okay.
skills?
So,
Yeah.
like as per my experience, what I did was I am also pursuing software development.
Right.
So
Huh.
what I did was in my second year I started with this. So
Right.
initially, what I did was there were few startups of my college only.
Hmm.
I just approached them and I
Hmm.
just worked like just as a part of project, not
Right.
by
Huh.
earning anything,
Right. Huh. Just
just
for
doing a part
experience and
time thing.
exposure. Right.
Yeah,
Huh.
just for experience, yeah, and exposure. So from there I started learning the things, and then I started applying to companies like through AngelList, through LinkedIn and all,
Right. Huh.
and posting my resume and all. And I also got a pointer when I was actually working with a few startups and all, even though it was unpaid, but I got few pointers in my resume which made me
Hmm.
like gave me an opportunity for a future paid internship. So I
Right.
think this is a way you should start. I think
Hmm.
like watching tutorials and doing an application will not be as effective as working on a real life project. So
Project.
it's
Right.
very
Huh.
important that you start very early with some real life applications, be it an intern, be it a startup, or
Hmm.
even a hackathon, but
राइट
anything.
हाँ बट वो लाइक हैंड्स ऑन एक्सपीरियंस एक बार होता है तो उससे
Yes,
काफी
yes, yes.
पर्सन
That
लर्न
is very because we every time, even I would up till now, even I think like this part is not much clear to me. This theory is not much clear to me.
हाँ
But
राइट
I think that is like not that important. How much experience or hands-on thing which we
राइट
require.
एग्जैक्टली
So theory will never get completed. If someone thinks that I
हाँ
have first completed theory and do the application,
राइट
theory
राइट
will never get completed. So yes.
राइट so I think that was like a wonderful insight and like मतलब could you like also name a few roles जो the core companies offer for this branch मतलब किस role के लिए hire करते हैं if you have any idea.
Okay. So actually, there is not like they say management trainee or something
Hmm.
like that, some trainee
Right.
kind of thing, like generally. But you will understand like they will
Hmm.
say that working on this particular thing. And
Hmm.
one more thing which I just forgot to mention is
Right.
like metallurgy is having higher scope in the sense because nowadays everything is going on electric vehicle and all,
Right.
every the world
Exactly.
is
Huh.
changing towards it, and electric vehicle has a huge scope in metallurgy. So
Right.
the lithium ion batteries and the sodium ion
Hmm.
batteries, these things are majorly developed by metallurgists. So
Right.
there is a huge scope ahead also. So yes, as part as the profile is concerned, I think some particular kind of trainee
Hmm.
is
Hmm.
what
Hmm.
the job says. But like you can read the description and you can make out
Right,
because there
exactly.
is like for different companies you have a different name
Different
for
different
that
roles
particular
offer.
role.
Huh, right.
Yes, 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 yes.
I think like that was it about the internship and placements. Like now talking more about your personal experience so far in IIT Kharagpur. So like how
Okay,
has it been to attend IIT Kharagpur so far and like studying in one of the best
okay.
institutes of India?
Yeah. So as far as IIT Kharagpur is concerned, like it was my dream to go into IIT
Right,
Kharagpur. So I am very fortunate that I got it.
right,
Secondly, is that this college is huge because the number of students which come here are like from various different places and various
right,
different kind of mindset. So we get to interact with a lot of people. But unfortunately, last 2 years we had COVID, and
right,
that
huh,
was very disappointing for me.
right,
But even when the college resumed, like up till this semester, I was able to make a lot of new friends, asking a lot of doubts, and also getting an idea of various things from various different kinds of people.
hmm,
So you get an perspective to things. I think studying in a IIT, the major thing is that about the peer group which you get.
right,
Everybody is knowledgeable, everybody can do things, but their approach and your approach might be different.
right,
And interacting in a way is what helps you build as a person. So that is very important thing which I
Right.
learned from here. And also joining various societies and all, there we get an insight. There you get to know about the seniors, you get to know how tasks are done, and how it even boosts your self-confidence while conducting interviews for the juniors, asking them how to improve and all,
Right. Exactly. Huh.
conducting events. These things are also various many important things for your
Right.
overall growth and development.
हाँ
Yeah.
एंड आई थिंक इट लाइक इट रियली गिव्स यू एनवायरनमेंट टू पुश योर लिमिट्स मतलब बेसिकली अगर आप ऐसे
Yeah,
अकेले रूम में
definitely,
बैठे हो
definitely.
तो मे बी यू वोंट वर्क दैट हार्ड बट अगर आप बगल वाले को उतना ही लाइक एफर्ट और हार्ड वर्क करते देखोगे तो लाइक यू विल आल्सो थिंक कि मतलब व्हाई एम आई सिटिंग आइडली एंड डूइंग
Yes, yes,
नथिंग
yes. Exactly, exactly. Yes, yes, yes. That is the major thing, because that is the major difference between IIT and other
राइट
colleges. Is that
राइट
here everybody is hardworking, and seeing
राइट
them you can't sit idle. Seeing them you will
एग्जैक्टली
also
हाँ
have to work.
राइट
Yeah.
So, like, my next question is कि like, मतलब, what do you think, like, in your opinion, a person should prefer कि मतलब a better branch or a better college? What's your take on
Okay. So, according to my take, because I had a various different kind of mindset in my
that? Right.
initial year, and
Right.
now seeing the placements and everything, I got a bit different opinion. So
Right.
initially, I think if you are getting a circuital branch in,
Hmm.
let's say, a bit lower IIT or top NITs, then that will be better. But if your rank is somehow getting a non-circuital branch, then
Right.
I would say to prefer a top IIT.
Right.
Then top IIT with a non-circuital branch would do better. And even here also we'll have this department change kind of thing. So
Right. Huh.
if you are
Exactly.
hardworking enough, you can get a
Right.
department change as well. So that is there. But if you are according to your rank, if you are getting a circuital, let's say computer science, electrical in some better NITs or a bit newer IITs, then
Right.
I think that can also do.
Hmm.
But
You can मतलब a person
there
can
is
go for
always
that
a,
also.
yeah, but there is always a factor that the older the IIT, the more known the IIT, the
Right.
better is the placement.
Hmm.
So if you are focusing on that, then you can obviously choose the one with the older IIT. Yeah.
Right. And मतलब, one thing you mentioned, keep talking about the department change. So then, in your opinion, like how tough it is to change a branch after the first year in IIT Kharagpur?
Okay. So like in looking back in my 4 year journey, I would say that was not a difficult thing to do a department
Right.
change. The only thing is that when you come from home to
J phase.
college, then you have to have that motivation that I have to do the
Right.
department change.
Right.
If you
Right.
are working in that motivation, it is easy. But if you get a bit like we can go for a
हाँ.
movie, we can go here and
Right.
there, make new
आई
friends
थिंक
and
मतलब
all,
ये
then
रियलाइजेशन मुझे भी हुआ था कि राइट कि मतलब अगर मतलब मैंने फ्रैक्शन ऑफ एफर्ट ही लगाए होते हैं जो कि आई पुट इन जेई तो मतलब आई डोंट थिंक इट वाज डिफिकल्ट बट द थिंग इज कि वंस यू कम टू कॉलेज यू हैव दिस माइंडसेट कि मतलब अब जेई में पढ़ाई कर ली जितनी करनी थी नाउ यू शुड लाइक
yes, yes,
रिलैक्स
yes.
एंड चिल अ बिट तो उसकी वजह से
हाँ
थोड़ा
हाँ.
जाता है आई थिंक मतलब वरना इट्स
Because
लाइक
I department change is not like very big deal. It is good
राइट
if you do
हाँ
it. But I think few mistakes which my friend did was going
राइट
from a non-circuital to a non-circuital in department change is not worth it.
राइट हाँ
Like yes, if you are getting some department above circuital like
सर
CS, EC,
राइट
electrical, then only a department change is actually
हाँ
fruitful.
राइट
Otherwise, then
otherwise
you
like
enjoy.
switching from core
There's
to
no
core
need
I
of
don't
it.
think like मतलब ज्यादा difference होता भी
That is
होगा
not a like important thing. Yeah.
right okay that was great I think that was it for the interview any final message that you have to give to the students who might be watching this video
Okay, okay. So according to me, a final statement for me would be like whichever branch you choose, whatever you do, like don't compare yourself with others, because in
right
IIT you'll get a lot of demotivation. Like people are doing
exactly
this, that,
right
and I am going nowhere. Don't face that demotivation. Just work on whatever you have,
right
because I have seen people with very great performance, everything, but because of some luck factor or something, are not getting as much better placement as someone who was just trying, was not
right
seeing whatever others were
right
doing, and could get a good placement. And ultimately what is important is your placement and what you
exactly
do in future. So I think don't, because like looking at others and getting demotivated is a worst thing. So
Right.
that is what I think should be avoided. Otherwise, you can enjoy, you can make friends, but be at your own pace and always be
हाँ.
confident whatever you do,
Right.
because even the tiny steps count actually.
राइट, दैट वाज अ ब्यूटीफुल मैसेज। आई थिंक मतलब आईआईटी में आके मतलब मुझे भी फर्स्ट टाइम में लाइक ये प्रेशर, एक मतलब अनस्टेटेड प्रेशर यू स्टार्ट फीलिंग कि मतलब इतने मेरे से इतने ज्यादा बेटर रैंक वाले लोग हैं कि मतलब हाउ वुड आई डू, कैसे होगा ये। एंड उसके चक्कर
Yeah,
चक्कर में आई थिंक व्हेन यू स्टार्ट ओवर थिंकिंग अ लॉट अबाउट इट, it's when you start missing the things, matlab actually that's what I have also realized
yes,
in
yes,
my journey.
actually, yes, yes,
हाँ,
yes, yes,
because matlab you
definitely.
start spending more time thinking about it rather than actually doing something about it. So
Actually doing something, yes.
right, so it happens a
And
lot.
also, and also working in a low environment, like working with a demotivated thing will not means,
Right, will
you will
never
only
like
not
help
get
you. Right,
satisfied.
huh.
Like I am only not doing it, even though sitting for long hours I'm just wasting my time.
Right,
But even
exactly,
like
huh.
you are motivated, seeing others, it just doesn't like change anything to you. You just
Right,
work at your own pace and everything will go well.
right. Thank you, that was it. I think that was a great interview and it was a great session talking with you. I will just stop.